bring you a special bulletin. No, I don't have a speech prepared. Best line of the night. I get to do something you guys don't get to do. I get up out of my desk and I get to go down to the music suite and I go to the choral room and I listen to the choir and I just go there to listen, just pure entertainment. Then I go out of that room and I go down to the band room and I just get to listen. It's just entertainment. I'm not snooping. I want to hear some music. And I just sit down and I listen. It's great stuff. And I remember Mr. Coleman said something to the choir that caught my attention one time. He said, there's a big difference between singing and making music. And I've watched him take kids who really signed up for the choir to go to Orlando and teach them how to make music. If you were here last night, you hear the fruits of that kind of labor. Then I watched this lady, Mrs. Sang, where'd you go? And they have taught these kids, your kids, the difference between playing an instrument and being musicians and showmen. It's incredible. I have a great fear that we take that for granted. I go to these concerts. I go to the competitions in Huntsville. I even went to one in Gardendale High School that they didn't even have. I managed to make it to Hewitt for the tail end of it, where it really was. I started playing horn when I was in 5th grade, went all the way through college. By the time I was 17 years old, in first year of solo clarinet, I was almost half as good as this young man right here. Now there are a lot of reasons that happens, and Ms. Bain has mentioned a number of them. Skilled, energetic kids coming from supportive, outstanding families. Let me tell you something else that is required. It requires having the best people in the world standing on this lectern right here. And I'd like to introduce you. This is the only place I know, all my nearly 40 years, we've had 2 folks quit being the head director at some other school to come here to be the assistant director. Sang did that, came to join us. Mrs. Bain came here a few years ago and joined us. It's because they wanted to be part of the best and be part of building what's the best, and we're glad to have them both here. We're also glad and honored to be sure everybody within the sound of this voice and anybody else I can get still long enough to listen. But that has been honored and recognized. A few years ago, Mr. Coleman was selected as the Vestavia Hills Secondary Teacher of the Year to compete at the Alabama Teacher of the Year competition. This year, I want to introduce to you this year's Vestavia Hills Secondary Teacher of the Year.